Hey everyone, Phi Farley here. It's October 13th. Got a best bet in the ALCS, NLCS. Today I'm jumping to the other game here in the best bet. I'm going to break the game down in just a second. Coming off win yesterday. Great game, man. This is so much fun. I hope you guys are enjoying these games as much as I am. Braves Dodgers last night, just an awesome game. Max Fried, just great job. And you know, so did Walker Buehler. Great pitching, a lot of strikeouts in that game, but man, did it get exciting once we got into the 6th, 7th, and 8th. Like I mentioned yesterday, a lot of runs going to be scored after that 6th, 7th, 8th inning. And sure enough, I think it started the 8th inning is when the scoring began. And that's Atlanta baseball for you. It's kind of interesting this year. I mean, no one does better in baseball during the 6th, 7th, and 8th and 9th innings than the Braves. When it comes to how many runs their opponents score, 1.2, they are the best in baseball. The Dodgers, they have a great bullpen, but they still average 1.44. That's 0.3 more runs per game between the 6th to 9th inning than the Braves do. And when it comes to being on the road, 0.82 is the Braves. Just outstanding. When it comes to the Dodgers, they're almost a full run more 6th through 9th inning given up to their opponents. So, and the Dodgers are touted as one of the best bullpens in baseball, and they are. But the Braves are just better when it comes to that. Let's look at how many runs they've actually scored themselves in those same innings. Let's see, last 4. They also have the most runs scored once we get into the 6th at 2.45 per game do the Braves. So, and on the road, even better, 2.74 runs per game once you get into the 6th. So the Braves are just, it's a second half team. In fact, one play you could look at as a wager is either a tie, it's the split, it's the tie after 5, and then the Braves winning the game, or the Dodgers winning the first 5, Braves winning the game overall. Both plays are, I think one is a 9-1, one is 9.5-1. So some pretty good odds there if you were to take either one of those plays going into this game. That may not be a bad idea, bad way to go. Before I get into the best bet of the day, let me talk real quick about patreon.com/PhiFarley. You can check all my plays out over there, post it over there each and every day. Check NFL, college football out over there as well. And then also, if you haven't subscribed, take a second to do so. Subscribe, like, share. Make sure you're tuned in, get the notifications so you can get my picks each and every day. All right, so let's talk about the best bet of the day, and that's flipping over to the ALCS. We got 2-0 on behalf of the Rays. They are looking good. Again, I had a futures ticket at the beginning of the year on the Rays, as well as the Braves, and so I like what I see so far. This is getting really good for me. But just this game in particular, Ryan Yarbrough is going up on the mound against Jose Urquidy. Urquidy, solid outings throughout the year, except for his last outing against the Athletics. When it comes to hits, when it comes to whip, there's not a lot to balk about when it comes to Urquidy, when it comes to home, when it comes to road, when it comes to righties versus lefties. He's done well overall against all of them. 206 opponent batting average on the season. On the road, it's 188, even a little bit better, but only 13 innings. That's 9 hits, 4 runs. He has given up 3 home runs overall this season. He came in a little later this year, and he's only pitched 29 2/3, but given up 22 hits and 9 runs, 4 home runs. And what you'll see in his games is they're all close. They're all very, very close. In fact, as we go back through this, let me talk about Ryan Yarbrough real quick. I'm going to jump over to Ryan Yarbrough, and then we'll go back between his games. So Yarbrough, on the road, hasn't been able to get a win. He's 0-3 on the road, 3.6 ERA, though, still respectable, and opponents hit just 234 against him. He's always pitched well on the road. He's just yet to get a win. The Rays haven't been able to come through. In 30 innings, only 26 hits, 12 runs, only 1 home run. So he's pitched well. Again, he's just not getting the W's. Now, against this Houston lineup, there is a little bit of history, 40 at-bats with them, and there's a couple guys who have success. Alex Bregman, which, if you want to take a prop play on him, I believe it's the over-under is 2 hits, runs, and RBIs, and but it's up to like a -140. Jose Altuve is another one. I think it's up to a -145 for the overs on those two. Those two would be enticing to look into as an option. Or you can go a no or an under on George Springer, who's 0 for 6 against Yarborough as well. One note, Yarborough's out of Lakeland, Florida. There are more pitchers out of Lakeland, Florida than any other place in the country that I've seen. I don't know what that is, but for some reason, Lakeland, Florida is a hot box of starting pitchers. Anyway, let's get back to where I think we can make some money on this game. So I think the line is a little inflated on the overs, and they have been so far. When we have some of the best pitching teams out there, and yet we're seeing these lines still at 8.5 and 9. Yesterday, we were able to cash in on the under for the Braves-Dodgers game, and it really wasn't close. The Braves started pushing it in the 8th inning, but we also would have cashed under for Tampa Bay and Astros. And here we have another game that if we look at the starting pitchers, if we look at how these teams play, the under is going to have value in this one. I mean, the Rays are really good at beating good teams. Look back at who these offensives they've faced. With Yarborough on the mound, these are the totals that have come out. Against the Yankees, it landed at 6. The Phillies landed at 7. The Orioles landed at 3. The Nationals landed at 7. The Nationals again landed at 8. The Marlins landed at 2. So not a single game would have gone over 8.5. That's going all the way back into August now. They went to extras with the Blue Jays. So I'm going to hold that one aside. It landed at 11. They went 10 innings. Then we have the Blue Jays 5. At Fenway, 15. Then before that was the Red Sox at home in Tropicana, 5. Before that, Braves, 3. And then the Blue Jays, 5. So the only regulation game all year that Yarborough started that ended over 8.5 was the Red Sox. And today's line is 8.5. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 unders, and one game went over. Is that because Urquidy's so bad? Is that because the Astros offense is so potent right now? Look what Urquidy's done. So his totals are 16. Like I said, just got blown up by the Athletics. That was their loss against the A's. Before that, Minnesota 4. Extra innings with the Rangers. This would have went under, but extra innings made it 9. Diamondbacks 5. Rangers 5. Athletics 4. Extra innings again with the Angels. So I guess the only thing we can hope for is we don't go to extra innings here. But in regulation, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 of 5 games that all went under. So both pitchers in their outings play close games, and they all go under the total. Well, holding aside the game against the Athletics and the one against the Red Sox in Fenway, which is hard to keep a total under 11. So the data points to the under. I understand both these offenses and how they play, but the Rays are used to playing close games. They're very, very good at it, the best in baseball at it. I have no problem putting my money on the under here. That's where I'm going with the best bet of the day is the Rays Astros going under the total. Look for them to once again utilize their bullpen, go up 3-0 here. I like the Rays on this one, but I'm not going to back either side. There is a little success on the offensive side from the Astros. They do have their back against the wall. They are veterans, so they're going to come out swinging, so to speak. So I'm going to go to the under. There is one prop bet that you can look at too. Jose Urquidy, 3.5 strikeouts. No one strikes out more in baseball than the Rays. The only team to average more than 10 strikeouts per game is the Rays. And, Urquidy, only 2 games this season, both against the Rangers, has struck out more than 3.5. But this could be another game where he gets more than 3.5. They need him here. They need him to come up big. And if he does, he'll get more than 3.5 strikeouts. So you can look at that one as well. But in the end, under is the best bet of the day. Under 8.5. It's creeping up. It could even hit 9, which is odd to me. But I'm going under 8.5. There you go. Best bet of the day, under 8.5. Good luck, everyone, today. We'll see you again soon.